welcome. My name is Ren and this is my channel Paranoid Tarot. And today we are going to be going over messages and predictions for the month of March. And to do that, we have three stones here: serpentine, emerald, and green aventurine. And we are going to pull out three cards to match to each of these, and that's going to be the energy that surrounds you. And once we hone in on you, then we will go over the individual piles one by one to do our read for the day. All right, let's pull those three cards, shall we? Oh, I feel like this one should be. Okay. First, we have the Page of Pentacles. This card means manifestation, financial opportunity, skill development. If you have been working on a talent, a skill, a trade of some sort, and if you have been honing your skills, making it better, perhaps even working on a job or some specific project, then this pile is for you. We are going to see if what you've been working on will come to fruition and how it will end. Along with that, we have the serpentine, which its element that it represents is earth. Its numerological number is 8, and the zodiac signs it represent is the zodiac sign it represents is Gemini. And this stone is good for meditation because it's good for both grounding and elevating. And what that means is it helps us ground our physical bodies while elevating our spiritual minds. And it also opens up all of our psychic channels. So this is really a good stone for opportunity and works well here with the Page of Pentacles. And that will be pile 1. Next, we have the Three of Swords, which is a card of sorrow. It's a card of grief, emotional pain, heartbreak, hurt. If you have been through a breakup, have lost a job, a friend, a family member, or have just lost something in general that you're mourning over, then this pile is for you. We are going to see how the month of March is going to turn out for you, and if we can turn these bad, dark emotions around and get a more happy outcome throughout the month. The stone that we have representing it here is the emerald, and the element that it represents is water. Its numerological number is 4, and the zodiac signs it represents are Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. And this stone is good to encourage our growth, which is what we need here with this heartbreak. We need new growth. We need to take away what's decayed, what's gone, what's rotten, and bring in new, fresh ideas, feelings, interests. And that's what we'll be working on for pile 2. All right, pile 3, we have the King of Pentacles, and this means wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance. If you've been doing well in your job and have been really flourishing with what you've been working on, then this pile is for you, and we're going to see if you keep that up, if things continue to flourish and to thrive, or if there's going to be a drought or things going to be a little harder this month. That is our 3 piles. I will give you some time to pick. If anything resonates with you from the stones to the cards themselves or both, then please click onto that particular pile, or feel free to listen to more than one if more than one interests you. And if you need the links to the timestamps, those are down in the description below. All right, let's get to it. Hello, pile 1. If you pick the Page of Pentacles with the serpentine stone, then this read is for you. Now, what we're going to do first is we're going to pull 3 cards for you that will go over the general feel for the month, what's going to happen overall, from the start to the middle to the finish. And after that, we're going to pull some oracle cards to get further clarification on what we find out in the 3 cards. And then we're going to find out some messages that are meant for you from March to be able to help you learn like how you can make it the best March that it can possibly be for you. All right. All right, so first, pile one, we have the Two of Swords. Now, this card depicts difficult decisions, weighing up options, avoidance. There are two choices here, two options, one side or the other, and you need to cut and choose one. You need to pick one path, but right now this is showing that you're going to be coming up with a difficult decision and you're not going to be sure what way to go. And both ways are going to offer different paths that will play out throughout the month. And we'll look into that further. Next, we have the Seven of Wands, which means challenge, competition, protection, perseverance. So this is telling me that you're going to, along with this decision, have a challenge to go through, a trial of sorts. There's going to be a bit of trouble with whatever project that you have that you're working on currently. And it's going to lead it to dragging on a bit longer than expected. You might have thought at first you would finish in March, but this is telling me that it might extend through March, or at least until the middle of March. Next, we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is a good card to have here because this means long-term views, sustainable results, perseverance, investment. So this is saying that all the work that you're putting into this month and from the prior month into this, going into this month, that it'll be worth it and that you won't just get results, you will have long-term results. You will see gains from this. You are going to have it's going to multiply what you would have received just otherwise. So you aren't just going to get one or two things from this. It's going to continue to help you and continue to be good for you, whatever this project is that you're working on. Now, why don't we look into the split decision that you are going to be faced with at the start of the month of March? To do this, let's look at the Flowers Oracle, because what can we do with scissors? What can we cut? We can cut flowers. You can trim, you can prune them. So let's utilize the flowers here to figure out what is it that we need to cut. What are the two decisions that pile one will be faced with at the start of the month? We're going to be pulling two cards that will express an idea, a vibe that goes around these two different decisions you're going to have to make. Okay. So first we have Mimulus along with the number 20. Now, let's look into what this flower means. Now, this card means to bring quiet courage and strength that is hidden within you. So you have this, there's this untapped power, this influence that is this, it's quiet, it's subdued, but there's this hidden potential. And perhaps this is not you, I don't think. I think this is someone you're going to have to make a decision about. You see them as someone that could flourish and could be way more than what they are now. And they just need help to get there. They perhaps need your guidance. Now, this card, next we have the walnuts, along with the number 33. So walnuts symbolize the importance of wisdom and discernment. And this means to, to develop awareness and understanding prior to taking action. So this is now saying, this is coming a little more clear. You are going to either take your time in making a critical decision in this project, or you're going to see the hidden talents and the potential in it and just go for it. So you're either going to just go for it, let's just get started on this part of it, let's go all out with this, or maybe I should wait a little while and think about it and just kind of fully envelop an idea of what could happen and what I want to happen. Is that really going to happen? Yes, I feel like that's what your decision's going to be surrounding pile 1 at the start of the month. Now, next you have the Seven of Wands, which meant a challenge, something that you're going to have to face and overcome. Let's look into what that is. And to do that, I will pull from a different flower deck, the Botanical Inspirations. Links, by the way, for these decks will be down below in the description if you're interested in any of them. Now, we are looking into what challenge is pile 1 going to be going through around the middle of the month. What the issue that they are going to have to face? Oh, this card is flipped around. Let's put that back and do one more quick shuffle. All right. Next, we have Camellia, which represents, it says here, destiny. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. This to me is saying, oh, and this flower also represents love, adoration, longing. And perhaps what this is saying with that in mind, in destiny and the quote, it is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves, that we need to make this decision for ourselves and we need to just power through it and do it. This decision is going to be really weighing on us, and maybe instead of waiting like is our one path, we need to just hammer through it and go with it and know that destiny is not out of our control like it always seems. We can control and some aspects of it and have a little bit of leeway with what goes on by just powering through it and making a decision and just deciding, hey, yep, we're just going to do it. And hope for the best, hope that it plays out. Let's look into if this will play out well if you just go for it. To do this, I am going to look through the Divine Doors deck. And we are going to see if the door is open for you for this opportunity, if it's going to turn out the way that you desire, if that is a reality that can come to fruition for pile 1. Well, pile 1, if they just hammer through with this idea that they have instead of taking the time to think it over, will it work out well for them? Or will it turn to disaster? All right. Okay. We pulled the Art of Life. There's no sacred light in the aura of an invisible life. Be bold in your skin. Let your love dance in sight. This card is saying to not hold back, to go with it, pile 1. You can do this. You got this. You already have the idea. You're just unsure about it and you're having hesitance. No, just go for it. You got this, pile 1. Next, we have the Seven of Pentacles again, which means long-term view, sustainable results. So this is saying that, oh, by the way, we have 2 sevens here side by side. But this is saying that, oh, we also have a 20 to go with this 2 and 33. No, we don't have another 3 yet. Got a little ahead of myself there. Anyway, let's find out what kind of results we're going to get. We know it's going to be long-term results, but in what kind of way? Is it in financially it's going to be wealthy, or are we going to have a sustainable way to get the materials we need for this project, or a new leeway is going to open up to make it easier to continue it on? Let's look into that. We are going to use the Secrets of Wanwood to find out this answer of what could this be? What is this sustainable source, this result that pile 1 is going to get, near the end of the month? One more time for good luck. Interesting. Okay. So we have here, breathe and chaos, which seem like they're opposite things, because you think if you can breathe, you're in a peaceful situation, and if you're in chaos, you're hyperventilating, right? No, I think what this is saying is what you are going to gain from this is when chaos strikes, you are going to be able to breathe and keep a calm and level head and keep your team together. Whether that team is your family, your team at work, your friends, throughout the chaos that's going to come in the upcoming months to the rest of the year, you're going to gain a skill this month in March that is going to help you stay calm, stay level-headed, and breathe to be able to clearly see through. I really see leadership energy here, and I feel like you are going to really go far if you push forward through the chaos, through the muck, and bring out your ideas that you have and let them flesh out. Don't just, oh, that's not that great, let's just toss it away. No, really push the idea to its limits. See how it can evolve. Put it through a little bit of a chaotic situation and throw different ways at it that, you could utilize it. And perhaps you'll get a whole new method of using whatever it is you're gaining throughout the entire year. And it's like this card suggests, whatever you gain, it's going to continue and persevere and have long-lasting results, pile 1. Next, let's look at your messages that your spirit guides want you to receive in regards to the month of March. And to do this, we are going to refer to the Herbiary deck. And we are going to utilize these cards to find out what sort of energy does our spirit guide want us to exhibit for the month of March? What sort of personality, what sort of good trait of goodwill would most benefit us this month, in the month of March, for pile 1? Okay, we have finding grace with the Starflower. This beautiful card. And I see we have some gorgeous peacock feathers showing through, and as well as some diamond crested emblems. And let's look into what this card means. We have a little booklet that comes with this deck, and let's look up what Starflower means. Some call this plant by her more common name, borage, but she prefers Starflower, and wouldn't you? Her blue star-shaped petals shine among the garden's more usual yellows and pinks, shimmering yet understated like an old-time movie starlet. Starflower shares a timeless philosophy with these legends of the silver screen. Grace isn't something you keep for yourself, she tells us. Grace, Starflower knows, is a gift you give over and over again to the world around you. If you're thoughtful, caring, and true, grace develops a patina over time, becoming wisdom, cradling those lucky enough to be in your presence. How can you let a little more grace into your life? That is the message that your spirit guides have for you this month, pile one. How can you exude this grace, this having this humbleness, this sense of humbleness, yet a sense of confidence, knowing that you are important and you can do things that make a difference, just like a king or a queen. And you have this power, you have this magnanimity about you that is perhaps not pushed as far as it could be. And this is encouraging you, pile one, to push it as far as you can. And that you'll be welcomed when you do this, and the curtains are going to open for you. They're going to draw back, and you're going to be like a star, pile one, and it's very beautiful. Last but certainly not least, we are going to pull from this green dice to see what other numbers aside from 33, 20, and 7 and 2 that you should be paying attention to this month in March. What's going to be your lucky number when it comes to March? 15. Let's keep an eye out for the number 15, pile one. And it should be lucky for you. All right, that'll draw this read to a close. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this resonated with you. If it did, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, morning, night, whenever this reaches you. And have a good one. Bye. Hello and welcome. If you chose the Three of Swords with the Emerald, then this read is for you. All right, let's get started. We are going to pull 3 cards at first that will go over the basis of what's going to happen at the start, middle, and end of March. Once we have that down, we're going to ask the oracle cards more specifics into what's going to be happening. And if it doesn't seem like it's looking too good, we're going to ask how we can change that for the better so that we can have the best outcome possible. All right, let's get to it. All right, pile two. So first we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Let's see how this looks normal ways. Now, this card in reverse means trying one more time, indecisiveness, aimless drifting, walking away. So that makes a lot of sense, pile two, because you're already starting out in this kind of sad, down, kind of sullen place. So it makes sense that the start of your month is going to be a bit drifty. You're not really going to know what decisions to make because you're not going to have that spark, that you're not going to vibe one way or the other, or lean more towards one thing than the other. And that's okay, pile two, because we need to go through this stage after going through whatever loss or source of grief that we have. We need to take time to kind of be a little numb and to kind of wander a bit before getting ourselves back up on our feet. It's a part of the healing process. Next, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is not the best card, pile two. This means financial loss, poverty, lack mindset, isolation, worry. And I think that this is leaning more towards the lack of mindset side of things, where continuing on from the Eight of Cups, you're kind of without direction, just kind of wandering adrift and kind of aimless, really. However, we have good news, pile two, because we end March with the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory. It means success, public recognition, progress, self-confidence. You're going to feel better about yourself, and other people are going to see that too, and they are going to see it in you and recognize that, wow, that person's feeling good. I wish I felt like that. Like, they look pretty awesome right now. And it's going to be because of this confidence, because you're finally getting the wind back into your sails, pile two. It's going to happen. We just have to figure out how to get you there. And to do that, we will pull from our oracle cards. First, we'll pull from the herbiary cards. And to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the Eight of Cups here and ask, what is it that pile 2 could do to speed up this aimlessness, this part of the healing process? How can they get better quicker and feel inspiration again? Feel like there's something worth going to have a goal, to have something to aim towards. What do they need to embody to achieve that closer to the start of the month? Okay, we have center and ground with the red clover. And just taking a quick glance at this, first let's talk about the center and ground. So to heal and to get through this process a little more quickly instead of dragging it all up to the middle of the month, let's try to center ourselves, ground ourselves, and really reattach ourselves, just like this heart is attaching to all these vines, reattach ourselves to the earth. And how do we do that? We do that by sitting down, placing our feet, or we could stand if you're standing. I doubt that. But, and kind of just breathe in and out and focus on how your breath is coming out from your lungs, up through your neck and out through your lips. And when you're drawing a breath in, focus on where the path that it takes and kind of trace that and follow along this cycle and start to get a rhythm. And I want you to imagine branches or vines, roots, just coming out from your toes, coming out from the extensions of yourself and into the ground, into the earth. And focus on that and think about those tendrils, how they're digging down into the earth, into the ground. And let all of that negative thoughts, feelings, all those adverse sort of imposing thoughts that we don't want to have, try to imagine those. Oh, sorry, my stomach growled. I haven't had breakfast yet. Try to imagine those going through you, through your breath work, down and in through your lungs, into your veins, out through those roots, into the ground and out of you. And I want you to, as you breathe back in, pull in the positivity and the growth and the love and the warmth that the earth has for you, that the spirits have for you, that they want you to know is yours for the taking. You just need to center and ground yourself. Now, let's next look into the red clover. And to do that, I'm going to look into the little booklet provided with this deck. This commonly cultivated forage crop feeds horses, cows, sheep, goats, and just about anything else humans keep at pasture. She plants your feet on the ground, 2 or 4, doesn't matter to her, while encouraging you to run a few miles or dive into that art project you've been avoiding. Red Clover wants you to get moving in body and in spirit. She loves grounded action and will happily bolster your courage when you're acting from a strong center. So you can step out and move forward. Bold, but not rash. Red Clover gets your blood up so you can show up fully. Yes, this card is trying to get that blood pumping in you, to get that you thriving and get that spark back for you, pile 2. And to really help, and that's what's going to help you move along with this process and to really kick it into high gear and to help you get out of this lull, this kind of depressed state that you're stuck in right now. Next, we had the 5 of Pentacles, and we will look next back into this deck and pull out what sort of emotion, what sort of vibe, what sort of flower do we need to embody for pile 2 to help leave behind this sense of poverty, this lacking thereof, and to feel inspired to thrive, to not just feel better, but to excel and to soar, and to just feel like they're on top of the world and ready to face the rest of the year. Between Dreams with Mugwort. All right, let's look at this a little more closely. Between Dreams. So perhaps right now you are sort of stuck between dreams, whereas you, instead of having a goal that you're actively going towards, you kind of lost your past goal and you're kind of just floating adrift and you're between dreams. But between means that there are dreams in the future ahead of us. So they're there for us to grab. Now let's look into what mugwort means according to our book. Mugwort lives in the space between deep rest and waking. She's the daughter of moonlight and the protector of those who travel the dream time. Mugwort curls around your mind, whispering your dreams into words and images that you can clutch as you climb levels of consciousness and return to your waking self. While Mugwort's constant vigil makes her a bit waspish and bitter, she knows the many-layered worlds and can guide you through the serpentine paths of the collective unconscious. Call on her to guide you through dreams or journey work. If Mugwort appears to you, she's calling you to dip into these subtler realms. So what this is saying is that Mugwort is asking you to start looking into your actual dreams and the journeys that you take when you're asleep. What is your subconscious mind wanting you to explore? I would highly suggest starting a dream journal, pile 2, and noting down what happens in your dreams and to later reflect on that dream and how you think it felt. Like once we're out of that first person perspective, what do you think those dreams meant in relation to what's going on in your life? It might have seemed random at the time, but once you go back over it, you'll be like, oh wow, this is actually this, and this is actually referring to that. And maybe if I were to solve these things, I wouldn't have these weird dreams anymore. And I would actually be able to focus on something, pile 2, to be able to have a goal for and to aim towards. And then we would finally reach this glorious, victorious end, which is the goal, pile 2. Let's open into the divine doors to find out what we need to do to get this path, to open this door, to get this victory. What does pile 2 need to do to get to their state of victory where they are triumphant, they are inspired, they're working again, they're doing things that they didn't think that they would have the motivation to do for weeks, months to come. But we're seeing here that they're going to get it at the end of the month. So what is that thing that happens? What can you tell us? All right, I feel like this is it. Okay, here is your door, pile 2, and behind it we have The Odyssey. Take in the beauty of country lands and botany. Explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. This is encouraging you to travel a bit. And travel does not have to mean getting in a car and going a long distance. No, this could just be walking on a nature path. Maybe just going to a park and going into, if they have a wooded area with nature trails, just walking along those and really appreciating everything around you and the beauty that's just there, just waiting to be seen and to be appreciated. And I think taking in these small wonders that are around us every day will help give you a better perspective, will help ground you, will help you work through what you're going through right now because you're in a calmer state, because you're in a relaxed state. Now, I noticed that because it says specifically to take in the beauties of lands and botany. So with that in mind, let's next look at the Botanical Inspirations Oracle. What does Pile 2 need to do to get to this desired ending where they are victorious, they are feeling more happy, more fulfilled, to the point that other people are noticing it too? And that is just great and exciting, something to look forward to. What advice can you give us, guides, that will help Pile 2 get there? All right. We have Sweet Pea, blissful pleasure. Follow your bliss and the universe will open doors where there were only walls. All right. So this to me says, Pile 2, you need to lean more on your intuition and start letting that little voice in your head that's saying, oh, hey, maybe this would be a good idea, or this, where it's a positive thing, and start going towards it. Maybe pick up that brush or that pen, or start typing again, start writing, start drawing, or running, walking, biking. There's so many different things that might be a fleeting idea. Hey, maybe I should do this, that are so easy to tear down and to pass off. But no, this card is saying, take those moments, those ideas, run with them, and start to literally get your blood pumping again by being a bit more active and just smelling the roses, like going out and literally smelling the flowers and enjoying things and taking things a little bit more lighthearted, like things, life can be sweet. And I think that taking time to appreciate that will really help you out, Pile 2. I know it seems like a little thing. It seems so easy to pass off again, but it could be helpful. How about we look into more flowers with the Flowers Oracle? What can Pile 2 do or focus on to have a wonderful March? We are going to get a flower from this, and then we will see what that flower means, and that will hopefully give us some guidance. Oak with the number 22. Okay. Now, oak, it symbolizes longevity. Oaks are known for being around for a long time and growing for a long time, growing huge and being strong and stable. They're known for their endurance, fertility, power, justice, and honesty. And these are all the things this card is asking you to embody, pile two. To be strong for others, to be a stable source for others, to be able to rely on, and to really let yourself be honest and go with your intuition, and to let go a bit, to relax, and to really kind of let this vibe rekindle itself. And also, I would suggest paying attention to the number 22. Next, we're going to look at the Prism Oracle to see what colors and what messages the spirits have for us through those colors. Red with frustration. Let's be mindful that when we get frustrated, pile two, that it is not the end of the world, that this is just a brief setback, and to in that moment to ground ourselves. That's the moment to ground ourselves. If you aren't sure when to try that exercise out, when you're frustrated is the time. I know, again, it's going to seem something easy to pass up, but I highly suggest taking a moment to center and ground yourself when things just are feeling really irritable for you, pile two. All right, pile two. Let's, last but certainly not least, look up one final number that's going to be a lucky number for you this month. What number will be lucky for pile number two? 4. The number 4, which is funny because we got 22. If you add 2 and 2, obviously you get 4. So I would keep an eye out for the numbers 2, 4, and 22, pile 2, which, funny, pile 2. And I hope this read resonated with you. I hope you enjoyed it, whether you're watching it in the morning, evening, day, or night, whatever day, month, year. And if it resonated, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. If you're curious about any of the decks, they should be in the description down below. All right, that'll do it, pile 2. Bye. Hello and welcome, pile 3. If you picked the King of Pentacles along with the Green Aventurine, then this pile is for you. And we are going to do your read today by first pulling out 3 cards that are going to go over the beginning, middle, and end of March to kind of get a basis of how things are going to go. All right, let's get to it. Interesting. We have 2 knights here side by side. First, we have the Knight of Cups. Now, this card means romance, charm, creativity, imagination, and beauty. And that is a wonderful way to start this month. Things are going to be a little romantic, a little charming, a little cheeky. And it's going to be a great start. And I sense that even though we have the color blue here, you, pile 3, are not going to be feeling blue. You're going to be feeling upbeat. Next, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So look how this is normal ways. Now, this card in reverse means restless, unfocused, impulsive, burned out, which makes a lot of sense, pile 3, because you start out this month with this burst of creativity, and that's going to leave the middle of your month to be kind of dull, kind of slow, kind of you've overworked yourself. You will, pile 3. And let's be careful of that. Let's not be too impulsive with all our ideas, because there's going to be a lot of them. And take things one step at a time. Last but not least, we have the 7 of Wands in reverse. This is what it looks like normal ways. It's a silhouette of a witch, and this card in reverse means exhaustion, giving up, overwhelmed, which is just a progression here from our Knight of Swords in reverse. So while we have a wondrous start to the month of March, pile 3, it just goes kind of downhill from there. So let's look into ways that we can avoid this downhill, this drop, and keep things steady and keep them kind of vibrant and going. We are going to consult the Herbiary cards to look at what sort of vibe should you be encompassing this month in March that will help keep you balanced and steady and upright and keep the good vibes going. Okay, let's go over our 3 cards, and these will correlate to our middle, or our beginning, middle, and end of March. First, we have start fresh with the chickweed. So this is telling me that your month is going to start with new projects, new beginnings, new ideas, a new fountain of creative ideas that you are going to just gobble up and just love and are just going to just be all about. And now let's look up what chickweed specifically means, pile 3. Chickweed sings of bright beginnings, welcoming you to your path. Her tiny star-like flowers whisper, "It's time. Not sure you're ready? No worries." She'll gently break cells open, renewing energy and life. Chickweed reminds you wherever you are is a fine place to begin. She'll joyously demonstrate by tumbling from any possible place for new growth, from neglected farmstead flower pots to abandoned urban planters. She chips away at old ideas on a foundational level, opening your internal windows to let in fresh thoughts, sawing off what no longer serves. What keeps you from making the changes you crave? Perhaps you've been hauling around slowly accredited insecurities or anger's quicksilver flames. See who you are without those burdens, she suggests, smiling as she guides you to begin. Pile 3, this card is reminding us that new beginnings are not a bad thing. Any time is a new time to start, and the month of March is your time, pile 3. Next, we have exuberant quietude with the passion flower. And this is going to relate to the middle of our month with the Knight of Swords in reverse. And this is going to tell us what we can do to keep this card from happening, to keep the burnout from coming and getting us. Passion flower is a study in opposites. She climbs vigorously, some say invasively, sending exploring fingers through fence slits and wall crevices. What's over there, she wonders, always trying to get to the other side, to explain beyond her current boundaries. Even her flower exudes frenetic energy, vibrantly bursting out into the world. Every inch of passion flower is reaching, striving, and climbing, and yet her medicine is the magical calm that happens when the television, computer, and phone all suddenly silent. She begs you to pause in your questing and take time for a new experience. inner quietude. Why? Because being able to be quiet and still is Passion Flower's secret to exuberant expansion without stress or burnout. This is perfect, pile 3, because this is really, again, relating to our burnout and how to avoid it. And that is to take some time for you to relax, to meditate, to be calm. Let all these great ideas washing over you just kind of sweep over and just kind of enjoy it. You don't have to do everything all at once just because you're thinking of it at this present moment, pile 3. It can wait till later. Rest in between each project, and as you're doing the projects, remember to rest. Next, we have the card that relates to the Seven of Wands, again helping us avoid this burnout. We have cleared the way with Sage. And let's look at what Sage means according to the Herbiary book. Life can be sticky. Members of the Sage clan have been used in a multitude of cultures for clearing the invisible wisps of energy that cling, barnacle-like, to people and places. Whether you think of those energies as your own spent emotions or the leftover emanations of someone else's, Sage can help you make your peace and move on. Sage is sacred because it clears the way, creating a blank canvas and an open path, allowing you the opportunity to reach your full potential. Sage's appearance tells you that a block needs to be cleared, whether you can name it or not, so you can move forward. So this is telling us, pile 3, to avoid this into the month of March. We need to clear out and unblock something that is holding us back that we may or may not be aware of, pile 3. Whether or not we are aware of it, it is there. And if you haven't burned sage before, I would suggest looking into it. It's a great way to kind of clear space, get a clear head, and it really helps you get into the zone to meditate and to really be calm and to feel that you're in a clean, clear space. Next, let's look at the Carrot cards. They're really cute. They're like scribbly drawings. And I'm going to pull my interpretation from what we pull from these. All right. What can pile 3 do in addition to meditating, to being calm and clearing the way? Pile 3, excuse me, what can pile 3 do to help them really get into this calm and clear-headed space? All right. Ears. And the number 14. We need to listen, pile 3. We need to think and pause and listen and see what's going on around us. Observe what's happening to others, not just to ourselves, because when we have a lot going on and a lot of great ideas, we can get so wrapped up in them that we oversaturate and do too much and add too much, and we, because of that, it is overwhelming, and it's just it's hard on the eyes, and that really discourages us, even though we had such a great idea in the beginning. So we need to stop, pause, and listen to what's happening and what people think of what you're doing in your projects, and to get others' opinions, and to use that time to give yourself a break, a pause. Next, we're going to look at the Practical Witches spell deck to find a spell that you can do, pile 3, that will help you throughout this month. What spell is going to help pile 3 have a wonderful month this March? Of course, I feel like this one's obvious, but we have the no more stress spell, because that's the problem here, pile 3. You are going to get too stressed and that's going to burn you out. All right, let's look into this spell. When you are feeling unwell, stressed, and fatigued, or when you have a case of the blues, dose yourself with a teaspoon or dropper of the following floral essence remedies. For anxiety, garlic, rosemary, aspen, periwinkle, lemon balm, white chestnut, and gentian. For depression, borage, sunflower, larch, chamomile, geranium, yerba santa, black cohosh, lavender, and mustard. Then for exhaustion, aloe, yarrow, olive, and sweet chestnut. And last but not least, oh no, we still have 2 more actually. Lethargy, aloe, thyme, peppermint. And now for the last one, for stress, dill, echinacea, thyme, mistletoe, and lemon balm. All right, pile 3. If you are starting to feel fatigued, overworked, a bit stressed, a bit out of it, I would suggest following this spell, gathering these ingredients based on what's really hammering at you the most, and utilizing that to help calm yourself down, to use the scent to associate with a sense of, okay, now it's time to earth myself, to ground myself, to relax, to calm down, and to let these burdens ease off my mind. Next, we're going to look at the secret of Wanwood. What can pile 3 pay attention to that will help them throughout the month of March? Okay. First, we have ancestors, and then we have truth. What you need to do, pile 3, when you are starting to feel stressed and overwhelmed, along with doing this no more stress spell, look into your ancestry. Look into where you come from, what the people that came before you did and what they excelled in, what they worked for. And maybe you can find some inspiration from that, from what they went through. It could even be just what your grandma or your great-grandma or grandpa, if they're alive, what they've gone through. And find the truth. Seek the truth. What really happened. Find some answers. And maybe that'll help keep the spark going, keep you motivated, keep this month going along with a passion and with a vibe. Let's look into what door you are going to open, pile 3, this month that will give us a message that will be some good little token of advice. What token of advice can we give to pile 3? What doorway is the right door for them? Oh, this card's sticking out. Okay, here is your door, pile 3. Looks like an Aztec temple with a lot of vines and foliage growing over it. And what it says is, hummingbird song, nectar of sweetness and joy it brings, the hummingbird's healing as medicine it sings. Okay, I think pile 3, this is again referring to making sure to keep yourself calm and level-headed this month. Perhaps listen to more music than you normally do. Things that maybe not even be like regular music, but relaxing things like listening to ocean waves or listening to rain. And being like the hummingbird, just listening to sounds of nature and whipping through on your passions and on your way, but taking time to slow down every now and then and really appreciate what's around you. All right, we will do one more thing here, pile 3. We are going to see what number should pile 3 pay attention to this month that will be lucky for them. The number 11. Okay, pile 3, pay attention to the number 11 this month when making decisions. I hope this resonated with you, pile 3. If it did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, night, whenever you take this read. And I hope you tune into the next one. And that will draw this entire read to a close. Thank you again so much for listening. And have a good one. Bye.